Good afternoon, everybody. Your favorite royal pumpkin, the Gourd King, has returned. More Returnal. How you doing? How you doing? We got Waylon Bucephus and the Blue Kalalooza in the house. What's up, y'all? Hope you're all having yourselves a jolly old day. Let's see. Blue says, stupid pumpkin, just got to the gym. Will keep you on as I bench press. Ooh. Trying to bulk up there, I see. Nice. I actually just got done with a bit of cardio myself. I might even sound a wee bit winded at the moment. So, let's see, where did we leave off? Well, this last stage again. Our health, not too terrible. The new Helldivers videos, those dune sandworms look awesome. Nice. I don't have Helldivers, so I am unfortunately unable to join on the fun. And also, I set myself a bit of a mandate recently. I said on stream last week, I think it was, that, I've been staying away from, like, certain foods, certain beverages. I've kind of been just progressively, like, adding stuff on to stay away from, or to not buy, or to not consume, that kind of thing. And one of the things I actually added recently was I'm not purchasing any new games or any new movies for myself for the next year. Which I actually probably should have set down exactly what day that was, but whatever, I forgot. So, it'd be one thing if somebody, I guess, got me something as a gift, which is not a suggestion, it's just stating it factually. But I am not purchasing, I'm going to be working through the backlog, y'all. That's what I think is a good course of action right now for me. I'm going to try to save money. And I'm going to try to, engage with that which I own, So, anything I get for free is a gift, that's one thing, but as far as new purchases, I ain't doing it. I just ain't doing it right now. So something like Helldivers, unless they give it to us free or whatever, we'll have to wait. We'll just have to wait. But it looks fun. It certainly looks like a lot of good times. I'm glad people are enjoying it. It's pretty cool to see how much life there is in that little game. Plus I put Gears of War Reloaded on my PS5 on my GameFly queue. Oh, nice. I've heard kind of mixed things about it, but then again, I mean, it's like a 15, 16, 17-year-old game, maybe even older at this point. So some people are like, yeah, it's fine for a remake, but nothing special. I was never a huge Gears of War fan to begin with, so it's not something I'm gonna pay like full price for or anything. So to me, like the track you're doing, where you're just renting it, that makes sense. I suppose if I had GameFly, I might do something like that as well, but I don't. But yeah, let me know how it is, I guess. Or I suppose you'll play it, which will also be cool. This will shorten our alt-fire cooldown. Nice. To me, this is the only game that you should be getting. Forget all that Gears of War gay stuff. Forget Dave Bautista Simulator. If I didn't have a YouTube channel to stream the campaign, I wouldn't even bother, so I'm renting. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's what they should call it, though, the Dave Bautista Simulator. Just with better acting! Next year's Zack stream. Yeah, I saw that, 80 versus 87. At least it's 2 competent years. At least, I mean, granted, I'm not saying the 90s are incompetent, that's incorrect, it's just comparatively, this actually could be an interesting match. Although, if I recall correctly, 80 is pretty strong. I'd have to look up what's 87. I mean, I think Predator is 87. I think RoboCop is 87. So, some good entries. Some good entries. I don't know if I can handle watching another one of those streams. My brain was breaking on the last one. Too much. A little too much. A little too much normieism. Empire Strikes Back versus RoboCop. I mean, I think Empire wins that one pretty handily, if I'm being honest. I like Batista, but he ain't Marcus Phoenix. Yeah, he's a little too homosexual. So. Exactly. There's just a wee but too much normieism for my taste. But yeah, as far as Empire versus RoboCop, I would pick Empire pretty quickly. I think that's an all-time great film. I think it's the best Star Wars film. So, I would pick that one. But,
Deeper.
Yeah, it's millennial norm. It's, millennials, we didn't start bad. We just... A bad crop of them came up in the later stages of the millennial era. Because I'm an early stage millennial. I tend to think that things weren't as bad with us, but whew. It got pretty rough. It's gotten pretty rough, unfortunately. I tell you, the underwater dynamic that is added with this level is really, really cool. It just adds this a little bit of a trick to the speed. What's up, Boosh? How you doing, man? My goodness, why won't this guy die already? Oh my gosh, this guy is a freaking tank. You got these little kamikaze squids. Which, that's properly Japanese when you think about it. I mean, if we're born in the same year, Blue, I know I was born in 83, so I am technically a millennial. I think 82 is when millennial begins. So I know I'm a millennial. So yeah, if you're also that year, that's what you are. It's what you are. Remember who you are. 81, okay. Yeah, I've seen like some variety into what people consider millennial. I've seen it, I think, as early as 80 and as late as like 84, although I've only rarely seen it put on up to like 84 that late. So the most common one I think I see is 82, but I mean 81, it's like that seems reasonable enough. I'll have to inform my older sister because that's her birth year. So guess what? One of us. You're a millennial too. No. We can't have that. Just looking around. I'll make sure, that we're getting all we can. No. I think the values of parents have a large impact on Gen X, and my parents were the same age as Gen X parents. They just had kids later. Gotcha. My parents were having kids starting off very young. But my child. Yeah, some of these, but you know, because that's objective standards. I'm 81, but I think millennial. I don't know. It just feels like 95 and after to me. But you see, Waylon, that's like, I don't remember E.T., but my childhood. That's obviously an objective standard, right? Because objective standard that that was kind of some of the stuff that was bugging me. Is like the little jab he tried to throw your way when he was like, "What do you think you've watched?" And granted, I think he was being largely facetious when he said this, but and he was all like, "Oh, you think you've watched? You've watched them all already, so you understand objectivity." And I'm like, "I don't think you do, buddy." I was like, "I actually don't think you understand what objective means." Because everything I heard was feelings based. Like, that's the opposite of objectivity, bro. Like, objectivity literally means, that you're judging something devoid of bias and feeling. That's the point. That's literally the point. I found Zorro regrettable. Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry if you forgot. Here's the thing. Like, there's part of me that I was like, look, okay, I understand why a lot of people maybe only watch Zorro the one time. Go back and rewatch it. Because it's one of those movies that I think has aged spectacularly. And if you watch it now especially, you're like, holy crap, the amount of legwork they do in this movie to develop characters, to, tell their story. It's like, Zorro is for real an excellent movie. Like, that is low-key an excellent film. Like, for all the glazing that we do for something like The Mummy, and look, I love The Mummy, I think The Mummy's a blast, but Zorro deserves that tenfold, because it's significantly better than The Mummy. I'm sorry. Zorro's a much better movie than The Mummy. And I love The Mummy, but Mask of Zorro's a way better movie. Now, granted, the sequel they put out's a piece of crap, so unfortunately they didn't build anything off of it. The good news is they didn't have to. They didn't have to. It stands on its own just fine. Yeah, it is very much has an Indiana Jones-like feel. That is a dang good movie. Like, that is seriously one that I recommend people go revisit, because it is really good. Yeah, we're referring to the first Antonio Banderas one, Mask of Zorro. It's so freaking good. That is a dang good movie. Like, that's one of those movies where I have to give my younger brother, the oldest of my younger brothers, I have to give him a ton of credit, because he's maybe the one person I know that immediately recognized how good it was. Because I watched it the first time and I was like, yeah, that was pretty awesome, I liked it. And then just didn't watch it for a really long time, and he had been watching it a lot over the years, and he brought it up one time and I was like, oh, I didn't know you actually loved that movie. And he was like, how many times have you seen it? And I was like, just the once. And he was kind of like shocked, and he said, dude, you really need to watch that movie more. It is really great. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And I started to rewatch it, and I was like, holy crap, he's right. It's excellent. Like, he saw that one right out of the gate. Yeah, it's a great hero's journey film. It does really good work with the characters, justifying their actions, all that stuff. I'd say this, Blue, it's worth going back and watching as an adult. It is well worth revisiting as an adult, because it is freaking awesome. And you will like it. Alright, we're here. What at the boss? We're starting off right away, getting into this boss fight. Let's see. Okay, get a feel for this gun, because I haven't actually fired it that many times. But I have to fight to get Zorro on the list. What do we do? Yeah, It just kind of shows the level of normies. It's when you have to fight for Zorro, but they're simultaneous. People who claim to be objective are fighting for Armageddon, which is retarded. Like, I get the appeal to Armageddon, don't get me wrong. It's a dumb, fun movie if you enjoy it, but Armageddon's stupid. It is a really stupid movie for 12-year-olds. Kind of like The Waterboy. Or Rush Hour is an action movie. It's like, no, it's not. It's a comedy. It's a comedy with action. Like, that's not the most egregious placement, but come on. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love Armageddon. I kind of watched it and I was just like, this is stupid. I think the special effects look kind of neat, but it's a really stupid movie.
I crossed light years of anguish. My answer is beneath you. Give it to me.
I got hit. I'm getting hit a lot. Alright, that's one. That's one down. Oh, sweet. There's health lying around. Nice. I hit it right in its little weakness nipple. I know, right? It's like, oh, the Big Lebowski, it's so overrated. And I'm like, okay, if you want to contend whether it's as great a movie as some have built it up to be, okay, fine, but it's like, let's not pretend The Waterboy is a great comedy. It's a comedy for 12-year-olds. And it's really freaking stupid. I'm sorry, The Waterboy does not age well the more you watch it. It's just like, eh. There we go. We got some... Okay. Alright, let's see if I can beat this. Not doing too shabby so far. Almost got it. There we go. We've beaten the game for the first time in this platinum run. Yeah. That's a neat fight. That is a neat fight. I love how eerie the music is in this game. It's so good.
I will go there now, as you will.
Yes, you did, and you enjoyed it. Don't lie. You had a good time with it. You can always ask me to send videos of me beating it, and I'm just like, just hold on, let me play a little bit first. Just let me play a little bit.
I remember everything now. I know why I deserve to be here. The crash. That's why I belong. It's always the crash I return to.
I feel bad for complaining about the tier list, but it is shocking how bad it gets. I agree. It's just like, I mean, it's there's just some kinds of stupidity that it's hard not to ask questions about them. here we have the car sitting at the bottom. Which I believe, like, as you run through this, you'll eventually get keys to that. I think you have to collect a few items and you can get keys and open that thing up. Oh no, I'm standing on the flames! Oh crap. And that is the Tormentor. Matt thinks Desperado is better than John. That doesn't surprise me. But objective standards, y'all.
Is this what you wanted me to see?
That is her Cthulhu monster. Desperado is dumb fun, but not better than John Wick. Yeah, I agree. Desperado's not even the best Desperado movie. Oh no, not the copyright song. But yeah, that is her kid. That was the song that was playing.
Do you see the white shadow?
I'm a Mexican. You need to join a rewatch with me. Oh yeah. You'd have fun with that, Cannoli. Now this event we know happened. It very much is, especially when you get to the editing part. But yeah, she basically left her kid behind. Not a great mother, all things considered. Celine is not a very good person.
Do you see the white shadow?
I'll pick a movie and find a day. Yeah, what the heck? It's Blade Runner takes are very much like a limbo who claims to stuck as people. Now to me, one of the more interesting questions, because okay, if the astronaut
destruction.
Like, because a lot of people, like, when they debate over
for the cycle to end, I must not just remember.
I'll let her finish her dialogue. But well, one thing I think is interesting about this is that, you know, you could just argue that the whole thing on these planets is part of her torment, that none of it's actually real. But where'd the astronaut come from then that caused her to wreck? That's kind of the big question to me. That's what makes me think that there's some truth to this mission, that at least an aspect of it really happened. Yeah, this is one of those games where it's fun to watch, like, deep dives into the story that go over the details and stuff. It's cool. I like it. But yeah, now we can flutter back and forth between first and second part of the game. This allows us to travel to the other 3 chapters, but right now we're back in the old ones. But we have all of our stuff now. Now we have all of our equipment, and we can fully explore.
A moment of hesitation. Now he's gone, and I remain. Did I even survive the initial impact?
That's a good question, Waylon.
What a horrifying life I've walked into.
Celine, quick, learn to drill.
I noticed the front door is already closed behind me, before I was even aware that my hand had locked the deadbolt. Mother, I'm home.
Okay, we got a little item here. Kill the statues. Another one.
My end is waiting at the beginning. Abandoned like Helios. Last drive. Failed escape. Fatal crash. My memories have been rearranged into spiral patterns I cannot comprehend, dragging me into the deepest of the deep. I will go there now. As you will.
Alright, let's head on down. I know you were losing over the Truman Show. Yes, I was. Though that was more me losing over Leon, because I'm just like, gosh, Leon, could you be any worse at arguing your point on that move? Oh, it's... Like, the funniest thing to me is the type of person he was describing that loved the Truman Show, and I'm like, Leon, that's who you're acting like right now. That's precisely what you're acting like. It's not even an argument to, you know, for the first, you know, in the first place. That's not an argument. And that's kind of one of my biggest frustrations watching some certain shows like that is I see so few people who are actually capable of making a legitimate argument for their case. Now, granted, I understand that, you know, if you're going over movie after movie after movie on the fly, that it can be difficult to bring up certain points. But I don't even think that's a lot of people are particularly good at explaining even their perspective on the matter. It's strange. Like, usually I feel like if I have a take on a movie, I can explain it reasonably well, or I can at least admit, you know what, I don't remember it super well. So I don't think I can fully articulate why I think this is good or bad. Though typically if I'm set on a movie being good, I definitely can. Truman Show was pre-Twitch, real, yeah. It's pre-YouTube. 98. Like, the internet was still in its kind of popular infancy. There we go. Now we can zoom around. But yeah, and also, well, it wasn't even just that I was losing it over the Truman Show. I honestly think that What Dreams May Come is awful. I think that movie is really awful. I hate that movie. It's one of the 2 movies I've almost walked out on. I hate that movie. That is one of the most, like, it's one of the most fake artistic, emotionally manipulative movies I have ever seen. It's also a terrible depiction of heaven. That's the other thing. I think especially if you're a Christian, you're like, well, this is a pretty blasphemous take on heaven. That's one thing. But even putting that aside, I was like, I hate that movie so much. So seeing The Truman Show get replaced by that, I was just like, give me a break. Wouldn't they all be arrested? You're essentially keeping a baby, then a teenager, an adult. So prisoner, it's arguably worse because he doesn't know his life is prison. Well, this is obviously, this is not set in a realistic world, obviously. I mean, so you can't judge the movie based on real world logic. It's not operating by real world logic. I would say this, though. I would be curious to see if you actually could get away with that legally on some level, because, like, okay, he was adopted by the corporation. We do have certain states that are single-party consent when it comes to recording. Now, obviously, if someone's genuinely trying to escape, that adds a different element to the legality of it. Probably would mean, no, this is illegal. But, I don't know if it would be entirely illegal. It would just be part of it. But again, it's not a realistic world we're dealing with in the first place, so. So it's not like it's inconsistent in its own internal logic or anything. Certainly not in that sense. But yeah, The Truman Show is like one of my favorite movies, and I think like that's a very intelligent film. I think that there's a lot of interesting discussion you can have. It's the comedy where he's literally trapped on the freaking movie set or TV. Well, that's part of what's interesting about The Truman Show is it's a kind of a balance of comedy and drama, and you could argue a little bit of horror to it because, like, holy crap, you know, you've got this figure who has trapped this poor person, and he's basically a slave for ratings, and he doesn't even know it. It's really messed up. Not gonna lie, also, I had a massive, and I've said this before, but massive crush on Natasha McElhone back when that movie came out. Huge crush. Truman Show would have made drama really strong. I agree. Well, and here's the thing. I might argue, like, I think their drama category would have won. If, like, the reason I voted against 98's drama category was because they put What Dreams May Come there. I was like, I'm not voting for this category. I was like, I know it's got Saving Private Ryan and there's one other really good movie they had in there, but I was like, I'm not voting for this. You've got What Dreams May Come on the list. That movie's terrible. I'm sorry. That movie's objectively terrible. I'm not voting for this in this category. If The Truman Show had been there, I would have been like, okay, it's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk. Or even a competent drama. It didn't even necessarily have to be The Truman Show. If you had put a competent drama in that category, I'd have been like, okay, I can live with that. And this is one of the things we're looking for, by the way. Sun phase fragments. This will allow us to open up that car. Sun. Somebody put What Dreams May Come as a... Well, no, it's... Okay, so if you watch Zach's his streams, they've been comparing years. Like, they're kind of doing an 80s, 90s thing where they're comparing certain years against each other. And then, like... They're putting like 3 movies each into certain categories. And in the drama category, they put What Dreams May Come alongside Saving Private Ryan and one other really good drama instead of The Truman Show. Like, What Dreams May Come shouldn't be on the list, period. The movie's awful. I'm sorry, that movie's really freaking terrible. But to have it in place of The Truman Show and not, like, something else, like, there's other good movies you could put in that category. Holy crap. Yeah, we're gonna cleanse this, get some health. Heck yeah. But yeah, it's just I mean, to me, the funny part was them thinking that 98 was gonna win when it was all said and done. I think 98's gonna take this, and I was like, oh, sweet summer child. You screwed your own list, I hate to tell you. It's like, you all actually screwed your own list. That's why it won't win. And they were all surprised when people were voting more in the 80s, and I'm like, yeah, it's because a lot of the chat have actually watched the movies. We don't just talk movies, we watch them. Yeah, 98 could have actually won that if they had some good choices. I agree. If they had picked some better things, there was a chance they could have won. Like I said, if they'd had picked The Truman Show for the drama category, I think that wins drama, hands down. Yeah, if you had Zorro and Ronan in it, shoot, I mean, gosh, if you just had freaking Zorro in it, you would have made it significantly stronger. Sun becomes black. Well, I mean, Cuba Gooding Jr. black, so... Actually, Cannoli, before you brought it up, I'd forgotten that, but now that you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that is his son. I'd forgotten that whole point, and I was like, ugh. They had Zorro, but also... Oh, okay, so they did put Zorro in there? Okay, I couldn't recall if they put there or not. Zoom around and get rid of these fools. There we go. Watching Pale Rider. Oh, Pale Rider's so freaking good. Love Pale Rider. It's all paint. I'm stepping on pumpkins. I'm gonna draw. You know what's funny is I haven't seen What Dreams May Come since I watched it in theaters, and I still remember a good amount of it for how much I hated it. Like, it actually left that strong a negative impression on me that I have no... Like, I'm still not fully able to get that stupid movie out of my head. When I understand the book is good, I couldn't care less about a book like that. Drop all bits to appear once with a 20% chance not to lose. That's worth it. That's worth it. That's pretty good. I want zero association whatsoever with that stupid movie. The only person I've met who hated that film, my younger sister would watch it on repeat. Well, tell your sister I hate her too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But, it's funny because actually, literally, like, I went with a group of 4 people. We all hated it. That's kind of the funny thing is, like, all 4 of the people I saw it with, we all hated it. Yeah, it's okay to like bad movies. That's fine. Just not that one. It's okay. No, it's okay to like that movie. I am gonna think less of you if you do. But that's just, I mean, you'll just have to accept that. I'm sorry, you'll have to accept that. I'm like that professor in Dead Poets Society. It's like, I must warn you that liking this movie will deduct, in my eyes, 5 points off your final IQ. I would urge you not to test me on this. Like a lot of Mabus, I don't argue for them to be on tier lists. Yeah, exactly. If we're arguing movies for I think it's 2003, I'm not gonna try to argue Once Upon a Time in Mexico was one of the best action movies of that year, unless legitimately there are no other good ones, I guess. But I'm not gonna make an argument that that should be on there because I love that movie. I'm like, well, that's not a great reason. That's not a good reason. How about is the movie good? I'll tell you the other thing that was kind of frustrating me was they have that category, what is it, like animation and something else? Like animation and random, but then every time they considered a movie, they were like, why would you think animation when you think this? And I was like, well, that's not the full name of the category. So either the category is purely animation, animation and randos, and I'm like, either it's that or it isn't. Make up your mind, because everyone was like getting up like, look, you don't think animation when you think Rocky 3, and I'm like, I agree, but you've got rando as part of the name, so why wouldn't you consider it a rando then? It's like either get the rando part off the name or honor the category for what it is. I'm sorry, that's the name. Or better yet, just name the category randos. But it's not animated. You can call it a cartoon, like, story-wise, but it's not animated. Not a fan of this one. Show before, literally remember the Titans. And yeah, no, that's the other thing is when they were saying, well, you all picked Remember the Titans for that category the previous week, and they were like, And that's the thing, I was like, it was kind of frustrating me, and I was like, maintain a standard for crying out loud. It's like, if you want to get rid of the randos aspect, fine, call it all animation. I don't care. But be bloody consistent. Yeah. Knock these suckers out. What's this? Disable the turrets. Disabled. Let's see here. Give me my bullets. Reason that category was put on to shut up AJ and Leon because they kept arguing for cartoons to be put into categories where they were outmatched. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind animation being a category. I mean, animation should be, I mean, that's fine. Put animation as a separate category. That's totally acceptable. But keep it separate. Like, actually keep it separate. Don't say it's like, I mean, if it's animation, it's to be like, no, you can't put animation into drama. You can't put animation into comedy. Animation's animation. Get over it. I think at the end of the day, like, the only category I was pretty strongly on 98 side was probably the animation category. Because I was like, well, yeah, I mean, you've got, like, you know, Mulan and, They like several really strong movies in that category. I was kind of freaking out for a sec because it was taking them way too long to get Mulan into that category, and I was like, please tell me you're not going to leave Mulan out. You have to be really stupid to leave Mulan out of the animation category for 1998. Holy freaking crap. Kid's first day of college. Aw. He wants to go see in an hour Caught Stealing. Yeah, I've seen the trailer before. The Mulan hate was insane. Yeah, I agree. I was like, Mulan's an excellent Disney movie. It is a truly excellent movie. I was just like, why are so many people on this panel so gay? Exactly, it's another great hero's journey. And has some of the genuinely... It's like, it has some of the best, like, Disney animated, like, music of their whole catalog. Like, a lot of the Disney animated movies, the musical parts are kind of cringy. That one actually is really freaking good. It's like a 90s Guy Ritchie movie. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting to hear about a Darren Aronofsky movie. That is Darren Aronofsky, isn't it? Yeah, it's like Mushu is like freaking awesome in that movie. Like, one of the biggest problems with the live action Mulan was they got rid of Mushu. Oh, Mushu's annoying, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? There's a really great clip of R.C. Sproul that I wish sometimes I could evoke, where he just shouts, "What is wrong with you people?" I'm guessing this is still closed. Yeah, I won't be able to open that until I get the power up. Yeah, you can. I think Darren directed this film. He was like, you could watch a film with Snatch and Lock, Stock. It's interesting, yeah. I mean, I thought the movie looked fairly interesting. Like, it wasn't one of those movies where I saw the trailer and I was just, it's not one of those trailers I saw and immediately thought, oh, this looks terrible. I thought, okay, this could be fun. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I guess await your word on it. I actually haven't watched a newer movie in a few weeks now. I think Weapons was the last one I watched, and I've kind of since taken a break from them. Ah, look. Speaking of Gay Blade, I have my Gay Blade. Melee kills briefly increase speed by 25%. That's kind of neat. Nice do it. Alright, now we go back and we're going to open up that door. We're going to open up that door. Let me in. Got some health power-ups in this house. I can deal with that. We'll have to cleanse this one. I agree, Toxic Avenger is verbatim the trailer. Either you're into that genre, you're not. If not, it turns people... it turns people off like the Terrifier films, yeah. Yeah, like, I watched the Toxic Avenger trailer and nothing about it really moved me. I was just kind of like, alright. You know, I mean, if someone's into that, I was just like, okay, that's your jam, cool. I didn't see anything about it that immediately got me like, ooh, I've got to see this. It's like, I wouldn't necessarily be against watching it, but it's just nothing about it really got me like stoked for it or anything. I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, little toxic little midget. Yeah, are ya? Okay, so let's keep going. See, it was so gross. I need to walk out. It's not. This year's Final Destination, I would argue, has more gore. Wow, really? Which I didn't even think that movie was like super over the top. I mean, it had some moments where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a pretty gnarly kill, but again, even probably the gnarliest kill of Final Destination was still laced with a fair amount of humor. I still think that that girl getting knocked into the garbage can is one of the funniest things I've seen all year. That was so funny. Like, I laughed hard at that part. Like, I had to pause the movie, I was laughing so hard.
I hate that place. But I can't leave without burning it to ashes.
Smothered fire. Cracked triptych. I affix one sun face fragment to another. Reignite the sun.
Okay, I can't go back in yet. Okay, interesting. Like he rips off a guy's arm and he knocks one guy's jaw with a... Yeah, it's... I mean, when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay, the effects aren't especially good. Like, part of what makes Terrifier work, aside from just how messed up the villain is that the gore actually looks really good. Like, the gore is, like, haunting. It's like, holy crap, this is messed up looking. Like, the work that went into the practical effects is very impressive. And adds a lot. Like the more I engage with media, the more I'm like, dang, a CGI gore is just never a good idea as far as I'm concerned. It's like, it is almost always a bad idea. Unless you can do it in that fashion where it's minimalist, and it's kind of added to the practical, and it'll age well. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, I see so many examples now of, like, of gore effects that are done with CGI, and it just looks like crap. Like, even that, like, as much as I appreciate Hacksaw Ridge, and I do think Hacksaw Ridge is a really good movie, you know, when that first came out, a lot of people were like, you know, is that opening battle scene, is that first battle scene on Iwo Jima where you're seeing all these people getting shot apart, is that, you know, how does that measure against something like the D-Day sequence in Saving Private Ryan? Now going back and watching it and seeing all the CGI, and it's like, it doesn't really even come close because so much is digital. It's like it kind of undermines it in a way. Well, I mean, it's not even all, it has aged badly in that sense. Like, I still really like the movie. And there is some practical effects that are really good in that film, but holy crap, that opening sequence, like, the gore does not look good. It looks cartoonish. It ultimately looks cartoonish, and I'm like, yeah, you're kind of undermining the impact here, because it looks like crap. I'm sorry, it looks like crap. It don't look good. Like, I still think it's a really good movie, but not based on that part. Alright, so let's look around. Dunkirk is the best Nolan movie. I've heard other people with this opinion. Yeah. saying Dunkirk's the best Nolan movie, I'm like, jeez. It's like, if I were to hear somebody say Dunkirk's the best Nolan movie, my first thought would be, so do you think Nolan's a bad filmmaker then? Because that's not, like, it's such a hollow film. Like, there are aspects of it that are very impressive, and I haven't hated watching it, but like the first time I saw it in theaters, it was a pretty cool theater experience, which is what it was intended for. But I'm like, yeah, but it loses a lot on it when you get home and want to like think about, oh, what are the characters like and stuff, and you realize, oh, there's really not any characters in this movie. It's a very hollow film. Like, is it objectively better than something like Interstellar? Sure. Interstellar's terrible, but there's just not much to Dunkirk. What was a take I saw yesterday that kind of is reminding me of this? There was, oh crap. Oh yeah, I saw somebody's take on the Hurt Locker, and they felt that the Hurt Locker robbed Avatar of Best Picture because they were like, well, it didn't really have anything to say on the Iraq War, so I didn't like it that much. And I'm like, oh no, he said it took Best Picture away from Inglourious Basterds, and I'm like, okay, look, I love Inglourious Basterds. If you want to say that's the best movie of that year, that's fine. But I was like, for one thing, The Hurt Locker's not really about the Iraq War. That's the backdrop for its story, but it's not specifically about the Iraq War. It's like you could literally do a version of The Hurt Locker in a lot of different war settings. That's not the point of the movie. But I was like, this is such a normie take. Well, it didn't have any. They were mad, like they said it was too apolitical for me, and I'm like, oh gosh. Like, it's too apolitical for you. What are you, gay? Well, let's see. Increases protection, reduces repair efficiency. Nah. Alright, doesn't look like there's... Oh, there's the... Well, it shows the internet goer, everyone's a critic. Yeah, they're just not very few of them are very good ones. That's my point. Like... Yeah, like I've seen like I had a friend who was a war vet. And here's the thing, I've heard a lot of mixed things from various war vets about how close to accurate the Hurt Locker is as far as combat and war and stuff like that. Some of them say various aspects are really realistic, some of them say it's not realistic at all. And I'm like, look, if as a film goer, if that bothers you, fine. That doesn't bother me. It's like, okay, I get it. That's subjective. You're being honest about what bugs you. Totally acceptable. No issue with that. I don't know if I can think of a worse reason not to like a movie than it's too apolitical. Why doesn't this movie agree with me? Is what they're really saying.
One of my corpses was still functioning.
Ooh.
It attacked me and...
Oh, okay, that's what she's talking about.
I killed myself. I need to believe it was nothing different than the other hostiles I dispatched, but was it? Or was it another version of me just trying to escape?
I'm to the point as this. Every vet thinks he's an expert on real-life military. I've been to prison, but I won't pretend. But yeah, I agree. It's... Like, here's the thing. It's one thing if you get an expert on a specific field talking about that specific field. Like, if you were to have somebody talk to Hurt Locker who's genuinely, like, an EOD specialist, that could probably produce some interesting commentary. But here's the thing. A lot of the times when I see some of the vets they get on to describe something like the Hurt Locker or any other war movie, a lot of times they'll concede their own limitations as far as what they're able to, speak for and what they're not. For me, I've worked in various factories and whatnot. I wouldn't claim to know how every single factory operates or anything like that, despite having a lot of experience with it. I don't. It's I don't know every single practice. There are some things I feel like I can speak for, but not everything. I've got my limitations. Well, actually, the thing he said in John Wick about John Wick that I was laughing at was the claim that there were no stakes in John Wick. And I'm like, are you retarded? There's no stakes in John Wick? And he's like, well, he's basically built up as invincible. And I was like, okay, first of all, that's a whole different can of worms that we could open up about talking about whether or not you can actually... I was like, because for me, it's like, well, hang on. Are you telling me it's impossible to produce a good story with a good arc about a character that is, quote-unquote, invincible? Never mind that John Wick actually isn't invincible. He's just talked of as though he's invincible. But I was like, so... Because basically what you're telling me is, if you can't do a good John Wick arc because he's basically invincible, and I'm like, well, then you might as well throw away any chance of there ever being a good a Superman movie. Because Superman's basically a god. So, throw that out then, I suppose. But, more to the point, I was like, okay, let's even just engage with this hypothetically. Let's say he is invincible, and you can't hurt him. That doesn't mean there's no stakes. Stakes don't always have to apply directly to the health of the main character. They can apply to his friends, his loved ones, his possessions. Which, by the way, we see a lot of damage in those areas. His dog gets killed. Guess what? Oh wow, they killed his dog. Oh my gosh, his pet got killed. It actually seems like there's stakes now. Oh, his friend is Willem Dafoe. His friend gets put in danger for helping him. Oh gosh, it's almost as though there's stakes attached to him now. Imagine. It's like, do you understand what stakes means? I heard that and I was just like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Look, are you new to this? I mean, he probably doesn't, but to me it's like, this isn't even subtext, this is overt. It's like you think stakes simply mean, oh, well, he can or can't die. Like, that's like saying, I mean, by that logic, it's like, well, then there's no such thing as stakes in, like, a comedy movie. Because comedy movies, generally, you're not dealing with people who are gonna die, right? You're not generally dealing with, like, things like death and whatnot in a comedy, or, like, not even every drama has the threat of death hanging over it, but that doesn't mean there's no stakes. It's like what are stakes at their base level? It's X happens if. It's like if such and such a person fails, X happens. That's basically the idea of what stakes are, right? So it's like, okay, from there, like if you're saying, well, there's no actual stakes of John Wick, what you're saying is, well, then he's automatically gonna win. And I'm like, that's not automatic. What are you talking about? Even though he's built up as being terrifying, are you seriously telling me you think that in that movie he is legitimately invincible? Because no, he's not. Consequences to actions, consequences to failure, stuff like that. Hey, Brawler, what's going on? It's funny, Brawler, that you're showing it, because we're talking about a stream we watched, which was kind of breaking our brains with some of the bad takes. And what's funny is, like, sometimes when I watch, like, Brawler streams, you know, it's younger film goers, and they have a very different perspective than some of us who are a bit older than them. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, our perspectives are so different. Yeah, sometimes it's like, you get into, like, these fun little debates and whatnot. Brawler, you have infinitely better perspective, and so does your co-host, than the person we're currently talking about from what we saw. And here's the other thing I think Brawler has, at least, I think over time, as Brawler gets older and sees more movies, he's going to gain perspective. Because I think Brawler's an intelligent person. Brawler's an intelligent person. I think the guy he streams with is an intelligent person. You know, doesn't mean I always do or will agree with them. But no, you've never quite gone so far as to, like, break my brain with a take. I don't think I've ever watched one of your all shows and thought, oh my gosh, my brain is breaking, this is such a bad take. Like, you all have had takes I've disagreed with, and somewhere I'm like, okay, here we go, it's time to, let's get into this. Because I vehemently disagree. But it's never been like, usually what breaks my brain when somebody's explaining their perspective is when their perspective doesn't make sense. Or when they're just saying things that just don't make, they don't logically follow. Like, if I can understand your perspective despite disagreeing with it, that's normally fine. I've never come away from, like, one of Brawler's streams thinking, what's happening? My mind's shattered at the moment. I never drop mere hate in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I try to keep it as real as possible. Or I troll a little bit. I do troll a little bit. I will give it that. I do a bit of trolling. We do a bit of trolling around here. Ella... Hang on. Is Ella Purnell the girl from Fallout? Is that who that is? That literally breaks some of us, Blue, and how dare you? Why do I stream with this Italian? There's an art to it. There's an art to the troll. Trolling can be very fun. Like, I'll say, like yesterday, I was reading some people's reviews of Jaws. Cannoli would probably understand why I was reading some people's reviews of Jaws, because we saw another person's review of Jaws, which was objectively retarded. But I started to read some other people's takes on it. And there was a guy who scored the movie relatively high. Like, I think he gave it like an 80. But he had one statement in his review that bugged me a bit. He had said basically that there are turn your brain off kind of character decisions that bugged him in the film. And I was like, okay, I want to engage with this because I want to know what those are. Not because I'm trying to convince him to like those moments, but I can't think of a moment like that in Jaws, so I'm curious if I can at least talk him down off of that position. And we commented to each other back and forth for, over the course of a couple hours. And it was a fun discussion. Like, I think I was effectively able to demonstrate that I was like, that's not really a turn your brain off moment. I understand why you might say the decision made is dumb, but that's not the same thing as turn your brain off. It's like, characters making dumb decisions can actually be consistent with their characters, can actually be logically, can be internally internally logical. Like, it can be consistent with their characters. Was basically, like, the position I was trying to demonstrate. And I'm like, I understand if it's a bother to you that this character does this, but that doesn't actually mean it's objectively a flaw in the film. And we went back and forth a little bit, and ended up coming off. It was a really good faith discussion, and he still considered the moment bothersome, but he was like, yeah, okay, I think you're probably right. It's not really a broken moment or a turn your brain off moment. It's just that character consistently made it, within the consistency of the framework of the character, made a bad decision. I was like, yeah. Yeah, that can suck, Waylon. Mess with channel metrics. I've been wanting to do that on mine, but I'm not sure if it'll screw things up for my movie content. I mean, it can depend on... I mean, I can't say concretely yes or no. I think it can if you go a really long time without ever doing it. I don't know how old your channel is. It's one of those things that you can test it, and if you start seeing like a huge decrease in subs, yeah, that means they're probably penalizing you for it. If not, you might want to just create like a separate channel for it. I know with some channels it can. Like, there are some channels that just mix all their stuff together and it's not a bother, but a lot of them started off, like, big anyway, and so then they just added gaming, and it's just like, well, what are you going to do about it? They have a built-in audience of, like, hundreds of thousands of people. You can't really penalize them that much. There's not much you can do. They're really popular, but if not, it's possible they will. So, if you want to test the waters on it, I mean, I don't see a good reason not to, but might work, might not. But if not, hey, you start up Box Office Gamer or whatever, and then we'll boost it up, and yeah, we'll get you a gaming channel going, yo. So actually, I'm curious what kind of games you play. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go, Waylon. We gotta let it go. We control it whenever it comes up, but it's done now. It's done. Waterboy. I never thought Waterboy was all that funny. I get a lot of all the popular Adam Sandler comedies. That was the one I was just like, like it's got its moments, I guess, but as an overall kind of goofball comedy, I was like, this isn't a very good one. It's nothing special. I mean, look, it's like, whether or not it's funny, I guess, is going to vary from person to person, but I'm like, it's 12-year-old humor. It's 12-year-old humor, and I didn't even like it that much when I was 12. I was just kind of like, alright. Like, Billy Madison, I think, is really funny. And really stupid, but it's really funny. I think Happy Gilmore is freaking hilarious. I love Happy Gilmore. Waterboy, I was just kind of like, okay. Yeah, it's like, what is comedy losing? It's like, well, it might be those two Sandler comedies you have lodged into your list there, bro. I'm just saying. It could be that. It could be that you... I can't remember, did Rush Hour actually end up outside of their comedy category? Like, shoot, if you had just pulled Waterboy for Rush Hour, if that's not there, then you might have had a better shot. It's like, I don't know, maybe because Waterboy's not that good. Yeah, Rush Hour's put in action. I was just like, put that in comedy. That'll help your comedy category. Get rid of Waterboy. Oh, I don't know. Put the freaking Big Lebowski in there where it belongs. Big Lebowski's a really funny movie. I don't like the Coens. I think the Coens are kind of up their own backside. And I'm like, the irony of this statement. the absolute irony of that statement.
And now I have the technology to reach it.
Like, I get Rush Hour has action. Don't get me. It's like, it does have action in it, but it's like I'm sure there's better action films from that year that actually deserve to be here. This is not the route I would like to go. Yeah, it's much more of a comedy movie. It always has been much more of a comedy movie. It treats itself like a comedy movie. It literally operates primarily in a form of absurdity. You know, like a comedy does. And granted, obviously, action movies can do that too. But there's a much greater focus on the comedy. And by the way, I like Rush Hour as a comedy. Rush Hour is a fun movie. It's a really fun movie. I enjoy it. I find that movie very entertaining. I have no issue with the film itself, but if I'm going to place that movie in a category, I'm going to put it in comedy where it bloody belongs. Yeah, Rush Hour is hilarious. It's really funny. The second one's really funny too. The third one's terrible. I'm actually kind of amazed that there are people who kind of glaze Rush Hour 3, and I'm like, guys, Rush Hour 3 is bad. Rush Hour 3 is painfully unfunny. Like, that is a shite comedy. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but that's a crap movie. I don't know, just checking something real quick. I'm getting spam calls. How am I getting so many spam calls? What did I do to deserve this? Yeah, there's very little dialogue-wise I can remember about Rush Hour 3. It's really... I just remembered that I never laughed once. And I was just kind of groaning throughout because I was like, this is rotten. I saw a video earlier, Bruce Miller, it's in the passenger seat of a car and he tried to smell it. Yeah. It is really sad seeing Bruce Willis in the state he's in. It is. It's not fun. Ether. Our ether hunt. I just hope whenever he goes peacefully, because yeah, it's rough seeing somebody you grew up kind of like, you kind of venerate as an action star, and who remained pretty, one of the cool ones pretty much throughout his career. I mean, Bruce Willis really, I mean, yeah, his films had a dropping off point later on, but as far as like, him as a person, he was just kind of like, yeah, Bruce Willis, a movie star, pretty cool guy. Yeah, none of that's gonna buy you immortality. You're all gonna meet your maker. That was a fun little bit of combat there. Get him! Get him! Alright, what do we got now? No thanks. Not a fan of the Pyro Shell Club. The Pyro Shell whatever the freaking heck it's called. The big gay grenade launcher. I'm just gonna lay down on this alien bed, see what happens. It's green, so it must mean help. Yeah, my grandfather, he had a stroke when I was a kid too. I mean, and it was night and day. I mean, it was night and day how he was before and like how he was before versus how he was after his stroke. I mean, occasionally seeing those flickers of who he once was kind of always nice, but yeah, he was very different after his stroke. And and granted, my grandfather who had the stroke, he died when I was that was like 20 plus years ago when he passed. My grandmother, his wife, she passed just this year. She only just passed this year. So she still had a good 20 plus years left in her after the fact. She actually made it into her 90s. A lot of people on my mom and dad's side live pretty long. I still actually have one of my grandparents left. Like, I'm pretty sure, aside from my grandfather who had the stroke, all of my biological grandparents have lived into their 90s. Like, all of them. Because, like, my grandfather on my mom's side, he passed, like, a year or two ago. And he got into his 90s. Like I said, my grandmother on my dad's side, she made it into her 90s, and my grandmother on my mom's side right now is in her 90s. Wow, 99. Wow. Yeah, it's like our grandparents in our family, they live a while. They last. They got the staying power, that's for sure. And heck, some of my, like my great uncle, he lived well, and he lived to about 104, I think. I think his sister lived to be like into her hundreds. So yeah, we've got there's some longevity in our bloodline, that's for sure. There's definitely been some longevity there. Well, that's turned morbid. Yeah, a little bit. That's fine. Well, I mean, it was either that or keep talking Armageddon. I mean, which is really... I mean, when you think about it, which would you rather talk about? Armageddon or death. Come on. The one positive I have in life is I won't be dying of liver failure. You say that with such confidence, Blue. It could be one of those things where your liver is just like, no, I'm good. It's telling the doctors everything's fine, and then one day it's just like, okay, I'm done. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of pretending now. Like your liver's just playing possum, but in reverse, until one day it's just be like, okay, that's enough of that. It's waiting for you to maybe it's waiting for you to consume like actual good alcohol. And then to be like, okay, what happened to the cheap stuff that wasn't killing me? I guess we'll open this one up. Open up! Nothing there. I legit signed the waiver. They will be studying me. I hope you got paid for that waiver. That's one of those things, like, it's like, you want to be an organ donor? It's like, I don't know, can I get paid for it? For not donating? Because if so, I'm capitalizing on these organs. Maybe I should go to one of those places where you can, like, just donate your plasma and be like, here, I want my 75. They aren't gonna want my liver. Actually, I've one of the things I've been pondering adding to my list of things I'm gonna give up for a while is I'm probably gonna add alcohol to that list in a week or two. I'm probably gonna add that to the list. Well, I'm just like, I've got some in the house now. Whenever that's done, I'll probably be like, okay, no more after this. Can only write it down. We're adding it to the list. When that's gone, no more. No more for at least a year. We're gonna do that. We're to spend this whole year being like uber disciplined. What about cigars and pipe tobacco? I mean, for me, I don't smoke. I've tried pipe smoking once. I technically do have a pipe and I have tobacco. I just never use it. So I don't know if I'm at a point now where I need to make any resolution about not doing it, because I'm like, I don't really do it. It's like I tried it one time and I was just like, Please don't tell me you inhaled. No, I'm not an idiot. It's not a cigarette. I Bill Clinton that stuff. Pipe smoking is just good for contemplating. Yes, and it makes you look like 4 times more intelligent when you do it.
It might be the oppressive heat.
I need one of those Sherlock Holmes pipes. Then I'd probably really get into it. I mean, I smoked my pipe as well.
Whenever I try to reach them, I find myself in a sandstorm. I can't seem to stop this from happening.
Let's see. No, I'm not gonna go for those. What you got for me? Detaches all parasites. Let's see. Okay, I had a parasite, so I don't know if I should be saying that out loud. I had a parasite. Oh, they gave me 2. Okay. Okay. I'll use the one. Faulkner, so pipe smoking comes with the territory. Ah. I only do pipe smoking when I'm solving crimes. I probably should do more of that. The world would be better off if I could solve more crimes. Blue brought up watch party thing. I'll tell you one thing I want to do a watch party of. So there's this episode of that show. Granted, Are You Afraid of the Dark would be funny to do watch reacts to anyway, because the show is like, it's one of those shows that you're probably nostalgic for because you watched it as a kid, but holy crap, when you go back and watch it now, it's really freaking corny. Like, really corny. But on the 4th of July, which also happens to be my niece's birthday, my niece wanted to watch an episode of that with me. And I swear, the one she picked, it was so funny because I was just sitting there chuckling because me and my brother were just making all of these jokes about it that were basically a bunch of racist jokes because they fit the story, or at least they fit the imagery surprisingly well. Like, we riffed on this episode like the full 20 minutes. And I'm like, this is something you could watch party the heck out of, and it would be really funny. And I'm curious how many episodes that would hold up with. Because there's a lot of material in this episode to make fun of. Gonna watch War of the Worlds tonight after 10 players. I need alcohol. Yes. Well, I've got enough alcohol to get me through probably at least a couple more Alien Earths. Probably. Depends on how bad tonight's is. Maybe I will be out of it by then. You never know. But we'll see. But War of the Worlds is fun with or without alcohol. It's really funny. You'll feel intoxicated after War of the Worlds regardless of if you drink. You don't have to drink. But you can. And what'd you think of him? It's really good? Nice. I figured it would be. Another sun fragment. Nice.
Can almost remember its warmth.
Nah. Ground spikes are not bad. This isn't bad either. And that's pretty good. Take it. We'll take it. Dark Wolf is legit. Cool. Ground spikes are really only good if you can get 2 of them, though. Really? Interesting. That's just a wall. I wonder if that's what Vex has been doing the last couple of days. Because Vex has been kind of quiet. I'm wondering if she's just sitting there, like, watching stuff. Or, I mean, she's probably editing. That's what she's doing right now, but... Or is she doing school? Is she working at the, Is she working at the facility still where she does the education stuff, or did she quit that because of editing? I can't recall. Anyway. Pratt said Vets wrote the episodes. Nice. Another movie. In exchange, she will watch The Great Silence. See, this is what I need to do. I need to make some kind of deal with her so she'll watch 310 to Yuma finally. I've been trying to get her to watch that for like the better part of a year. Glyph! Yeah, Terminal Season 2... Yeah, I'm... Like, now that we've got, like, Dark Wolf and Season 1, and it's proving to be good, now I'm like becoming, because you know me, I my aversion to getting into TV shows too early. I'm now more or less pretty confident about Terminalist, or I'm like, okay, yeah, this should be fine. I picked up a watch just now. And where am I gonna hide this watch? Actually, I probably shouldn't say that about a woman hiding a watch. Still, it's like, because there's more options, obviously, when it's a woman's watch. But we'll talk about that later. Alright, we got some folks here with us. Let's take them out. Oh, okay, I got them both. Good. Alright. Weapon harvester. Nah, we don't really need a weapon harvester. Hostiles have a chance to drop resin on death. Biggest complaint with Terminalist in general is the dialogue is just sort of meh. Okay. That's where you gotta let. It's like, that's why I'm like, they had, when you say they had like veterans write it, and I'm like, well, did they write all of it, or just like the story aspects? Because hopefully dialogue would be left to professionals. Not that there's very many out there, all things considered. There's honestly not too many writers who are great at dialogue, unfortunately. There's some, but not enough. Oh wow, it's already almost 4 o'clock. My goodness. Let's see, not there. Jack Carr, former AAC, wrote the book, so I don't know who's handling dialogue. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh dear, big one. Nailed him. And no. Not a weapon I care about. Not a great weapon. Ooh, we already have something like this. We got something like this already. We've got the watch. Blah, blah. Solid action show. Also, Pratt said Dark Wolf was written. Yeah. Yeah, you brought that up. There we are. There we are. Ta-da! Okay, I'm seeing obolites, but where are they? Are the obolites in the room with me? Take me, Squiddy. That's kind of frustrating. Are they up? Where are they at? Garlic stuffed olives are where it's at. I'm not a big olive person. Olives have never been my jam. I don't hate them, but I don't seek them out. Uh-oh, challenge room. Yeah. Alright. What's this now? Yeah, we'll boost the protection. It's always good to boost your protection. I'm just saying. Might as well get that too since we can afford it. And now we'll go to the challenge room. Oh boy. Oh, there's a lot of these. Ooh. Oh, nice. They changed your perspective. Oh boy. And there's two of them! What's this weapon? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh yeah. Ah! That looked like a proximity mine. How did that not go off there? Okay, one down. You shit. This gun definitely has some pop to it, and I like it. I like it. And the Wound Seeker, very nice. The Wound Seeker especially affects those who are already wounded, which is kind of based when you think about it. They're already hurting, and this just hurts them more. I mean, yeah, it's like end the suffering already. Just take them out. Okay, now we're heading out. I love the loot. I know you do. I know you do. You tell us all the time how grateful you are every day to be talking to lawyers. I've never seen a better advocate for them. Not ever. Actually, one of the most base things about Judge Dredd, when you think about it, is the judges are judge, jury, and executioner. Notice that none of them are lawyers. Because they're just like, nah, we don't need that anymore. That's bullcrap. That's what we miss, exactly. That's what Zax's stream is really missing, is some black comedy discussion from Sassy. We miss Sassy in general. That'd be like its own show, that'd be really good. It's just black comedies with Sassy. Alright, take them out. Is there another one? Interesting. Okay. Essentials Dread origin story explains how the megacities happened and how the first each came out. Oh, nice. Nice. Here we go. Cursed Earth. Ah, gotcha. Uh-oh. Ow. Oh, I thought I was jumping over that. Well, dead limit. Okay. Let's get what we can out of this. Ooh. Alright. Got a bit. Nice little bit there. I'm gonna take the Hollow Seeker. It's more rapid fire. Got some of these. And away we go. Excited for the Alien Earth stream tonight. I'm excited for the stream. I'm not excited for the legwork. I dread the legwork. I'm right now, as soon as I'm done here, I'm re-editing one of my videos to put out next week. While simultaneously writing another and simultaneously editing the watch party. Which I really wish didn't take as long as it did, but I'm just like, okay, we gotta think about this whole watch party thing, because this is so much work editing one of these. Yes, it did. I enjoy the heck out of Masculine Bunnies, but it's like, Nick, come on, you're prattling on like a woman. Jeez, I'm just kidding. So that's the one good thing. Even though those streams are very lengthy, they're interesting. So that's part of the reason why it's easy to stay up during them. Because it's like, dang it, these conversations are interesting. They rarely devolve into something where it's just like, this isn't actually all that fun. And like, oh dang it, these actually are discussions that I like having. Why do we have to keep doing them for so long? It's like we're EFAPing the concept of being a man.
The observer. It feels out of place.
Her mom feels out of place. That's true, we did.
Going underground and returning severed.
We used to just chat. That's true, we did. That is true. We would chat. We would finish the stream and then chat till like 2 a.m. which was fun. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Let's see here. It looks like all these are accounted for. I do think we got these all. I mean, I would say even better win. Even better win. Oh my gosh. I agree, yeah, if you're not having a good time doing it, you shouldn't do it. You're just gonna be miserable. And it doesn't mean like you'll never find a way to have fun with it, but that can be hard to figure out. It can be hard to figure out what your niche is, but if you can't find it, don't bother doing it. If you find it, great. Have at it. Because you'll have a good time. And seriously, to hell with just chasing the algorithm. I understand that there's, to a degree, some of that, but if that's your primary motivation, it's like, then this is just a job. It's just a job. And not a very rewarding one, in all likelihood, if that's all you're doing.
Newer devices than the ones in the desert. They're orichalcum, not yet tarnished by age.
Not yet tarnished by AIDS. Yeah, that's probably a good thing to get. Not AIDS, the thing. Never mind. Don't get AIDS, kids. AIDS are bad. I assume AIDS are not particularly fun. Nor the process of getting them. Huh? Let's just open it up. Oh no! Nullified. Well, hello, 6E, how you doing? Don't eat peanut butter with a pen, children. Right? I can't believe how often we have to remind them. Jeez. Woohoo! There we go. Oh my gosh! He tried to attack me. Oh, there's another one. Let's kill. I can't read and fight at the same time. These fights are dangerous and taxing. Let's make sure everything's dead. Okay, just making sure. Oh, dang it. Get up there, woman. Yo, 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 1483 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ. What up, bitch? Which reminds me, I'm actually in season 4 now of Better Call Saul, which I'm enjoying quite a lot on rewatch. Are you liking the Bible? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Aha! A glyph! It's a glyph! Now, I will say this about Better Call Saul. I am at this point now, because my a friend of mine, while I was watching it the first time, we were discussing whether or not Better Call Saul rivaled Breaking Bad quality-wise, and at the time I was like, I doubt it, but I was like, I don't know, maybe on rewatch I'll feel differently. I'm pretty firm now that Breaking Bad is significantly better. I think there is a pretty sizable gap between the two. But that's not really a knock on Better Call Saul. It's just Better Call Saul is just it's paced very different. Dexter is better. Aw. Our friend Vex would say otherwise. I'm offended. Oh no. I've never watched Dexter. I've only ever heard that it's good for like a season or two and then falls apart completely. So I've been highly averse to getting into it for that very reason. I'm like, I don't want to watch a good show fall off a cliff. It's like, what's wrong with eating pen? You're better with a pen. It's like, Blue's like, that's my pastime, man. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. The Electropian Driver 11. There we go. Grab that. Now we can exit. But yeah, Breaking Bad is definitely my favorite show. And like I said, I do think it clears Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul's like third season is pretty slow. It's pretty slow. Hold on to your butts. I'm making chili tonight. Nice. Oh, dude, chili, man. Chili's my jam, dude. I'm just you can ask Canola here. He's like, dude, you're always having chili. It's like, yeah, because chili's amazing. In fact, I have the stuff to make chili this week. Again. Because we're hitting fall season, y'all. Fall season is chili season. Not that I need it to be fall to have chili. I actually have never quite understood why people treat chili as though you can only enjoy it during like cold season. I'm like, excuse me? You telling me you don't heat your food during the summer? That doesn't make sense. Tell me you don't eat tacos during the summer? That doesn't make any sense. Chili is for all year. Exactly. Chili is great. I freaking love chili. And it's easy. It's one of the easiest things in the world to make. My mom won't let me make stew or chili in the summer. My mom doesn't have a freaking say. It's my house. My house, my rules, my chili! Nope, not grabbing that. That's literally the best thing ever. Literally. It's like on the pantheon of greatest inventions. I'm sorry, it's like chili, #1. It made it. There's just no getting around it, y'all. I'm sorry. The top place has been decided. And it is chili. Oh my gosh. They tried to attack me. Let's see, as soon as I am done with this stage, that'll probably be the end of the show. And if you saw what I put up in the post section, tomorrow's stream is I'm gonna try to start it at the exact same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. But also, we got the Alien Earth stream over on Nick's channel tonight, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna be, in almost all likelihood, roasting other people's takes on the poo show that is Alien Earth. And we're gonna have fun doing it. Aside from discussing the actual substance of this nuttiest of crap. This nuttiest of turds. So that'll be fun. Oh, hello. We've got... Yeah. Yeah, Alien Earth has been painfully awful, I'm afraid. I feel like Louis C.K. when he just wants to make fried chicken. Actually, you know what low-key is one of my favorite Louis C.K. lines? Is where he's talking about the chicken and the egg. He's like, you know, we ask ourselves this question, what came first, chicken or egg? Egg or chicken? And he's like, well, of course it's the egg. Of course it's the egg. You can't have a chicken without an egg. So of course the egg came first. And then he's like, well, then they're like, well, where did the egg come from? And he's like, from a chicken, you idiot. I get to cook something I like to cook. It's always a treat. Yeah. I think tomorrow I'm going to probably cook my pot of chili. Today I'm going to probably have skirt steak. I'm going to have some skirt steak, some broccoli, maybe some rice. That'll be good. I agree. It is a good one. Yeah, the Electropian driver just wrecks those little guys. Those little previously dead knees. I like to throw in some breakfast sausage in the beef just to add some flavor. Nice. Say one of the best pots of chili I ever had. Because I don't make it this way personally, but my sister made it this way once, and I was like, holy crap, this is actually amazing. She was making crock pot chili, right? And I was looking at the stuff she was adding, and one of the ingredients she added was Nestle's Quick Powder, and I was like, what? I was like, why are you adding Nestle's Quick Powder? And she was like, you'll see. You'll see. It's gonna be good, I promise. And I was like, okay. Alright, sure, it's chili. How bad can it be? And then when it got finished, yeah, I know, I thought that was really strange, but she made me into a believer when it was all said and done, because I was like, wow, this actually complements the flavor really well. Holy crap, it's actually really good. Just adding this little bit of sweetness to it, I was like, dang, this is kind of great. And we could refight this villain, there's just really no point. Much as I do like some of these boss fights. But yeah, slow cook, and here's the thing, I don't know if it would work in all types of chili. I don't know every ingredient she used, but for the pot she made, it was dang good. It was dang good. It didn't make it, and here's the thing, it's not like it's one of those things where it made it taste like something other than chili. It still tasted like chili. It was just like, dang, this actually is really good. Like, mole? I don't know. I don't know. I don't freaking know what she likes. I just know she uses Nesquik in a chili, and she was not wrong. I was like, dang, this is actually really freaking good. It's like, okay, you got me. You made a believer out of me. I concede. It's good. It's good stuff. Okay, this little pathway opened up. Which I think is because that is the first stage back there, which opens up to this if you go the other way around. But yeah, she convinced me. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Might have to ask her for that recipe again so I can make it myself. I do like making stuff in the old slow cooker. Nothing wrong with cooking in the slows, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. But I can also share this recipe. Just put it out there for all the people in the world and make things better. Alright, no problem. In fact, yeah, let's see. Well, we're in this next stage, so this is gonna be where we wrap it up, y'all. I appreciate y'all joining me. And again, tonight, over on Plot Strikes Back, we're gonna be reviewing episode whatever the heck, 5, I think, of Alien Earth. Terrible show, but we've been having fun talking about it, that's for sure. So appreciate y'all being here. Again, will be back on tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Probably do a bit of a longer stream then. And I hope to see you there. Until then, good night, God bless, and Godspeed.